Today, I build a bunch of new farms, fully finish my auto storage system, break all the bedrock in a chunk to uncover the void, and then building a secret base all the way down there. But first, as is the tradition, I'm going to try and get another notch apple, which means flying very, very far away, and then I build another portal right here. Next, I need to try and find a desert. And finally, mission successful. And since the sun is going down, I'm going to spend the night in this village. And now the search for desert pyramids can begin. Here's what I've been looking for. Look at that, a dead bush right in the middle. That's not something you see every day. Oh my goodness, I was about to say, unfortunately, this isn't a good one, but this is the first one I've searched, and we have found it. Okay, I mean, look at us. We are 40,000, we're like 80,000 blocks away. Maybe not quite that much, but we're a long way from home. Let's just try and fly out of here safely. But yeah, mission successful. Time to get back. The haters will say it's fake, but you guys do know the seed of my world, so you could go and check it for yourself at these coordinates if you really wanted to. I guess I'm just a lucky Minecraft player. Also, guys, I'm trying to get to 3 million subscribers before the end of this year. So if you're new and you like my videos, I'd really appreciate you clicking that subscribe button. Well, that was convenient. Just trying to get home and I stumbled across some ancient debris. And more. What? I'm not even on the level for it. I'm at 111. It's way, way rarer when you're higher up. Now that we're back, let's set this off smelting. In fact, we've got quite a bit waiting. Well, we've got some waiting in one of them. Oh no, 2 of them. And now that reminds me what I was doing at the end of the last video. Creating netherite ingots and then upgrade my items back to netherite. The only thing left that I need on this axe is sharpness 5. And I can't find a villager that sells it, so I'm just going to have to get it the old fashioned way. By trapping villagers in a hole and then constantly breaking it and placing it. I spent ages on this. The best I've been able to get is sharpness 3. I'm going to go with it. It turns out there's a guy sleeping in my bed. Excuse me, what do you think you're doing? It seems that I'm fresh out of emeralds, which can mean only one thing. Time to boot up the raid farm. The raid is starting. And now I let the enemies fall and I just keep taking them out. I think I've now spent enough time at this farm. I'll drink this to get rid of any effects. And then I can take all these lovely emeralds and fly back home. Then I can take those emeralds and spend them on this guy. And after a bit of combining, I've got sharpness 5. I'm going to put it on the axe. And there we go. It's kind of sad to see my levels go below 500. But in my opinion, it's still a job well done. I don't know how, but we have a random escaped villager. I don't think I'll ever know how that mastermind managed to escape. The next thing I'd like to do is build a moss bone meal farm. It's going to take a lot of items to build, but it's going to help my other bone meal farm keep up with my tree farm. And there is all the items I need. Time to start building. I'm going to fill in this area here, and this is where I'll begin building. We're going to start with a 5x9 platform of stone. Then we need 5 furnaces here, and a bunch of pistons on this side. And I don't know what's going on there. I haven't minded it. There we go. Then we need water here, and get the lava. And what do we do with the lava? We put it on top, and what you get? You get a nice little stone generator. All right, well, why do we need a stone generator? You'll soon find out. But we've also got these blocks along here. We're going to need to mine quite a bit of grass. Well, not quite a bit, but a little bit of grass along here. Then we'll put a block here and a block here. We're probably going to have to do a bit more mining of the grass in a bit. In hindsight, I probably should have built this 1 block higher, but it's too late now. We're just going to have to live with it. I've created here a fancy bit of redstone that allows me to turn this machine off or on like that. As you can see, it's on right now, and that's going around and around. And now it is switched off again. We're also going to add a bunch of redstone all the way along here. And redstone here with a block next to that, which is going to be 5 long in total. Now let's add some stone blocks along here with open trap doors. Then we need glass that goes all the way around. And this will get filled with water. And I'll simply box this in and place redstone on top. I've done even more redstone just here. I didn't want to bore you with the details. But next we're going to get the good old moss block. We're going to put a couple of temporary blocks and then a dispenser facing into it, which is going to be pumping bone meal. So to do that, we're going to need 3 hoppers, then a redstone dust on top, and a couple of, not like that, but we're going to need a couple of pieces of glass and a bunch of other stuff to make it work. And to get any further, we must now dig a hole. And then 6 droppers are needed, although for some reason I've only got 5, so I'm going to have to go and get another one. And when you've got a teleporter, it really doesn't matter having to go all the way home. On the contrary, travelling is extremely, extremely fast. Now that that's added, let's get back to work, which means placing hoppers. And here we've got composters on top of hoppers. So some of the bone meal is going to go into this chest, and some of it's going to go back into the farm to grow even more moss to get even more bone meal. With all these hoppers in place, a bit of water here will make the items flow over all the hoppers. A little bit more redstone here, and this is kind of satisfying because as you can see, it's kind of going inside all of the glass. And the very final thing to do is get rid of this hole, and then a line of redstone kind of underground here that's going to go all the way around to this comparator. There we go. Let's cover it all up. To get the farm going for the first time, we're going to need some bone meal just in this dispenser. It'll replenish itself in the future though. I flick this lever and everything should be working. And basically, as you can see, it's turning the stone into moss blocks, and then it keeps creating more stone here with this generator. Look at that. Bone meal already coming in. bone meal going back round as well. Not quite as powerful as this farm, but a lot more reliable when I'm not in the area. I'm also digging a tunnel along here because we need to connect this machine to these hoppers. So we're just going to run hoppers all the way around like this. This has made me realise that I need many more hoppers. And for now, I want to just leave this machine unconnected to the hoppers to see if it gets me loads of bone meal when I'm not in the chunks. Although I seem to have discovered a slight problem with this machine. The ice will freeze if I don't put some light source there. And I forgot to get rid of that block. Okay, I messed this farm up a lot. A torch should solve the problem. There we go, no more ice freezing. And that has made the bone meal really start to pour in. And whilst I leave that running, I'm going to begin my next project, which is going to require a bit of TNT. And I'll be using that to break a load of the bedrock in this chunk that I've mined and open up the void. A bit of a dangerous thing to do in a hardcore world, but you know what? You only live once. This is the configuration I'm going to use to break the bedrock, so we're going to do something like this, and hopefully... Did it work? I don't think it did. We'll try again. Take 2. And this time, it worked perfectly. So yeah, I've got quite a bit of work to do before all this bedrock is going to be broken. I better get to work. Many hours have been spent destroying all this bedrock. It's taken a lot longer than I thought it was going to. But I have now got a better strategy where I do something like this, and it now makes a 100% chance that the bedrock will break. So you just go like that. Then you go ahead and do that. And it places the piston. And as you can see, the bedrock broke. That's enough of that for now. I've still got 2.5 layers to go. Well, this layer and then 2 more layers. And then we'll be in the void. Still trying to work out whether or not that's going to be a good thing. I think now is also a good time to make more progress on the auto storage system, which I can do by first filling up these item frames. And then I can start adding brand new items to the system, which also means I'm going to have to make a trip to the Guardian farm so that I can then get all the different types of fish. I was hoping for slightly more than just one tropical fish. I'll have to use a different way to get them. And that different way is to just find them and take them out. And finding pufferfish is also going to be kind of useful. 47 should be enough. I can grab a few more from here, and then I can fill up the hoppers. Then I just need to fill up all of the item frames. And okay, that's the wrong thing to put in there. I wanted the fish to go in there. We'll put this raw cod in as well. And another section is completely done. And the first items I'm going to add along here is every single wool, and under that, every single dye. Very conveniently, I have every single piece of wool along here. As for the dyes, it might be a little trickier to gather every single one of them. You know what? I'm tired of never having access to every dye that I want. We're going to make a dye farm. They're very simple to make, but also very helpful indeed. Although before I do that, it's probably a good idea to start filling up these with wool. And also fill up all of the item frames. Here I've got all the items that I need. And whilst on my way there, I've just come to realise how much of a ridiculous amount of iron I have. I'm just emptying these chests and replacing them with blocks. The main reason I want to build it at spawn is because it uses bone meal, and I've got 2 bone meal farms here, so it's pretty handy. Although to make space for it, we're going to have to do more deforestation. Although I've just had a thought, I can only get 2 types of flowers in this biome, so it really doesn't make sense to build this at spawn. Instead, I must go to the nearest plains biome. This seems like a pretty good place to me. Now to start building, which is begun by an outline of these blocks. Next, I dig a bit of a hole right here and place pistons all the way along here. I'm also going to do the exact same thing on this side and remove a row of dirt. And to make the pistons move, it's some extremely simple redstone involving a note block and an observer. Right here is the place for my dispenser, which is going to have bone meal. I've placed 2 observers so that they're going to detect when the dispenser needs to activate. Now I'm going to add a load of hoppers, which is going to be how I hook up a load of bone meal to it. Then I just add a gate and a load of fences. And the farm is now done. To begin it, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And you can see it's working. It's getting loads and loads of flowers. It's also very noisy, so I'm going to go and stand over here. But when I'm ready, I just go and pick up all of the items. There's no like fancy collection system. It's just a really simple, quick farm. I think I literally ran out of bone meal already, which is kind of insane. Let's go and collect all of this up. Look at that, completely empty. I should definitely go and get a load more bone meal. But in a super fast time, as you can see, I got loads and loads of different flowers. A very simple, easy build that's also very effective. And it also gets me loads of different coloured dyes. Light grey dye is pretty popular. The yellow one, the red one, the blue one, and combined with all the other dyes, I should have most of the ones that I want. Although more black dye is definitely something that I want a lot of, so I think I'm going to go and head to the Wither Rose farm, which means travelling through an end gateway, flying over the void, and then heading to the Wither Rose farm right here. I just love watching all the Endermen appear and then run down. I did also make an item sorter here, so you can see I already have quite a lot of Wither Roses anyway, so I might as well take those and load up this Shulker box and collect a few more from up here. I've also got here a name tag, and I've called it Wither Rose Farm. Now I'm going to try something. I'm curious to see if I can successfully name tag this Wither. Oh, I did, look at that. So now at the top it says Wither Rose Farm. I just feel like that's way cool. I think I should use the Wither more to do things like that. Anyway, I think I've been here long enough. I've got plenty of Wither Roses here. Time to head back to the flower farm. Here we are, and this time I have loads more bone meal. Well, not loads more, but more than enough to really get this farm going. The farm has actually slowed down a bit because it needs to keep up with the bone meal going into the hoppers. In reality though, if I can stop it, I think I've got enough. In fact, I've got so much that I can't even pick it all up, so let's get rid of a load of that. Pick up that. Don't need the wheat seeds. Fill up this shulker box and head for home. Now then, with what I've gathered up, I should be able to create every single kind of dye. Although there is 2 problems with me thinking that would be the case. I have no cactus and I have no cocoa beans. So anything that involves green dyes or the brown dye, well, that's a problem. So it looks like we're going on a bit of a journey to collect them. And here we have a portal that will lead me straight to Panda World. Yes, right here is where I single-handedly removed pandas from being an endangered species, and now they're completely overpopulated the jungle. But I've not come here to see the pandas. I've come to collect cocoa beans. 12 should be enough. I can grow more at home. In hindsight, I could have just grown them home anyway without traveling all this way. I'm just going to create a little temporary farm for these just to make it easier. And whilst I let them grow, I'm going to go ahead and break a load more bedrock. I am now onto the bottom layer of this. We're going to carry on removing some bedrock. Still a very simple process. We just go like this. And then when the piston gets placed, look at that. The void is below. And I'm going to be patching this up with obsidian for now because I don't want to accidentally fall in. Before I do much more, I'm going to go and check how my jungle saplings are getting along. And when I say jungle saplings, I actually mean cocoa beans, which are coming along very nicely indeed. We've just got a few stragglers, but I've got over a stack. That's probably going to be all the ones that I need. Let's add these into this shulker box. And apparently I never made a home for jungle wood because I thought I'd never use it. But that's going to need another home somewhere else. I'm also going to take all the wither roses and put them in this chest. And I'd also like to build a very simple little contraption. A simple contraption that will require quite a lot of hoppers. In order to build this, we're going to need minecarts, and then we're going to turn those into minecart hoppers. And I know this is a random place, but it's going to be a very temporary build. We're going to build it right here. There's going to be a rail here with a minecart with hopper on. Okay, that's not quite the plan. Placing it from here is probably going to be a better idea. Then we break it. Then we drop sand on top, plant our cactus, and as you can see, when a cactus will grow, it'll automatically break, and voila. Okay, oh, wait, what's going on here? I just realised they went in the chest. They wouldn't stop in the hopper. I was like, I tested this before, it worked fine. But yeah, as you can see, when the thing breaks, the minecart hopper will pick it up before the cactus can break the item, and it goes in the chest. And to make it look nice, I'm going to put glass around the outside, so that's how the cactus is going to break, because a cactus cannot be next to a block. Something like that is perfect. And then this will be repeated 4 times. And there we have it. The world's simplest cactus farm is now running. Whilst I leave that, I can get back to work on the auto storage. Let's start by smelting all of the cactus. And now to craft lots of dye. All the green dye is now ready. But I have now run out of white dye because I have no bone meal left. So we're going to go and head to the bone meal farm. There's plenty of bone meal in this chest. Enough to fill a shulker box. I'll also go ahead and get more white dye. And you know what? We're going to get 1 more stack of white dye just to be safe. And there's a lot of pumpkins and melons here. I feel like I should run this machine just once and temporarily turn this one on too. And it's come back now. I reckon building a second one of these could solve all my bone meal problems. I've also noticed that the things are so full that they couldn't actually pick up all the melons. So I might as well top it back up. And now I'm going to head back. Once I turn the cocoa beans into brown dye, I've now got every single one. So now I can start filling up these hoppers and also fill up all the item frames. This is all starting to look very nice. And on the opposite side, I want concrete along the top and glass along the bottom. And I already do have quite a bit of concrete up here. But to craft all the rest of it, I'm going to need sand and also gravel. To get the rest of the concrete, I really need more dye. So far, my farm has got me 1 cactus, which is great. As you can see, these farms are pretty slow. You need a big one for it to work faster. I get the feeling that right now it's just going to be faster to go to the desert. And I can collect cactus much easier. Completely forgot this village was here. They're probably going to be glad that they're living in a cactus-free area. I've got nearly 2 stacks. That's probably going to be enough. Now let's go ahead and cook all of these. Already I have got loads of the dye, and I'll come back for the rest later. It would also seem that I'm quite low on blue dye, but don't worry, I've got a plan. I can go to my treasure shulker box, and look at this. We've got blocks of lapis lazuli. I mean, I'm not going to really use it, so let's just turn it to blue dye. And there we have it. I've got every single concrete powder. Let's turn them all into concrete. That is now all done. And now to fill up the hoppers. Let's fill up the glass in these hoppers too. I have to say, this room is really coming together. I'm just going to add a bunch of other random items, fill in as many gaps as I can. There's actually only 8 more items I want to add to this system, and one of them is going to be glow ink sacks. I also want regular ink sacks. Did you just bring this? I love the way he's just stood here like, special delivery. Alright, he's gone. Not every day you get a present from an Enderman. In order to get regular ink sacks, having hitboxes on for squids makes it much, much easier. Now I've got a stack, so that's definitely enough. I'm going to let that squid right there survive. Here's the final items. Every item is now in. I'm just blocking up all of these hoppers so that the machine's going to work. But now the machine should work perfectly, and I've got space to add more items as they get added in new updates. I also want to change these to be hoppers so that I can auto-sort items that are in shulker boxes. And the levers on here are so that I can control whether or not the hoppers work, so that when at the end, if I go and switch this so that now, I think, I can't tell if it's off or on, I might change that to be a light, but if I now mine that, look at that, the hopper doesn't pick up the shulker box because that could be a problem. So let's craft 4 of them and they can all be placed around. Yeah, that definitely works much better. My machine wasn't working and I've just worked out why. For some reason, all the items are going into that composter, so yeah, in trying to reduce lag, I placed a composter here. Bad idea, I guess. Let's make it a block That should hopefully solve the problem. Much better now they're all floating up. I've finished all the testing and items do come all the way to the smooth stone one. I've just been testing that out. So if I'm now put this in here, I'm going to time just how long it takes for an item to go all the way through. The item will appear in this chest here when it's complete. And there we go. In just under 3 minutes, the item came through. I'm glad it did come through, otherwise I would have had trouble finding it. I'm so glad this room is finished. Look at all these different items in here. I can just go ahead and pick up the shulker boxes, place them on top of the hoppers, and it will go ahead and auto sort them all for me. It's just brilliant. I've got a few spare items right here. Yeah, this is what my OCD needed. And I also have all the items in here that can also be shoved into these chests. And everything will be filtered for me. It's just so beautiful. Normally it would take me ages to do all that. This room really is starting to look a bit empty. And when these shulker boxes are done, I also want to sort out the items in these ones. As a precautionary measure, I'm also going to grab 3 hoppers and 6 chests and expand the overflow part just to make sure that it doesn't, you know, fill up all of these hoppers. As you can see, these items are already coming through, ones that don't have a place to go. 4 double chests should definitely be enough of an overflow. Whilst I leave that to do its thing, I'm going to collect XP and try and get back to level 500. It's going to take me a bit longer than I thought to get to level 500, so I'll come back to it later. I'd also like to make a minor modification to the creeper farm. Instead of having these wide areas that the creepers can fall down and then they don't have a problem with entity cramming, I'm going to break these trapdoors, replace it with glass, and also place glass up there. Do the same thing on this side, break these 2 chests and change them to be hoppers. And then in here, I'm going to place vines all the way around the edge, as well as mine these hoppers and do the same thing at this level. And when I just said hoppers, I actually mean trapdoors. I'm also going to block up the back of the portal so the creepers can only fall down one side. And now when the creepers come through, they'll all fall into here, but they won't die because they'll try climbing on the vines, and that prevents entity cramming from happening. So yeah, it'll be fine. All that's left to do is test it out. And the way to test it out is to AFK all the way up here. I don't know why, but for some reason my game has gone really laggy. I'm going to drop the render distance down to 2, but for some reason it still will not let me sleep. Hopefully it lets me travel through the portal. As it happens, my frames have completely died. I guess there's too many creepers. I've just used up a totem as well. I've got to be careful here, actually. I'm somehow making it to the creepers, and now I can start taking them out. There we go. The frames are back to normal. And on the plus side, look at all the gunpowder I get. I never normally get that much. But if this new system is to work in the future, I need to come up with a better way to do it. And I think I might have the perfect plan. It's going to require lots of glass and obsidian. Next, I'm going to build a glass tunnel that goes up really, really high. Then I'm going to build a portal all the way up here. I've made a note of the coordinates. I'm going to light it and go right the way down here. Then up here, I'll build another portal with coordinates that match up exactly. And when I head through, in theory, yep, it matches up perfectly. Then I want to break this chest so that these 2 hoppers can face into it, and I need a different block. And that different block is going to be hay bales. They're going to go here so that if I accidentally land on them, I don't hurt myself. But we're also going to put vines all the way around, and these are going to be designed to catch me. So the plan for this is when I come out of the portal, it'll be very laggy, so I'm just going to walk forward, allow myself to fall. Yeah, the vines will catch me. The wheat will stop fall damage if I accidentally land on there instead. And then if I just get rid of the, I can get rid of the vines, and I can take out the creepers without the thing that happened before possibly happening. There's just one thing left to do, and that is to test it out. A couple of days have passed, and I know that it's pretty laggy because I can't really eat. You know, it just never works. I can't sleep. I can't do anything. So yeah, this is now to test out if I can get rid of these creepers without things going wrong. It's taken me a long time to get through the portal, but now we're here. So we need to just turn around and then just walk forward. That's all I got to do. Walk forward. We're now falling, and it looks like we've landed on the vines. Those are creepers seem to be dying. I haven't even touched them yet, but now I can finish the job. And there we go, just like that. The frame rate's coming back. And that is every creeper gone. As you can see, we've got loads and loads of gunpowder. Oh my goodness, okay, and then I just broke the machine. I was going to adjust something, but now we need to completely fix the machine. And I blew it up again. Are you kidding me? Well, that's mission accomplished in repairing the machine. Now I'm going to continue my mission to break all of this bedrock. I'm making good progress on this place, as you can see. In fact, let's just get rid of this. There we go. Always patch up the holes before I start commentating, but as you can see, we are getting very, very close. And by very, very close in reality, I mean we're about halfway there. I'm getting really, really close to finishing, but I have run out of obsidian, and I accidentally lost all my ender chests when I was testing the auto storage. They despawned, so yeah, I'm going to go and have to get more ender chests and more obsidian. I do have plenty of eyes of ender, but I'm a little low in the obsidian department. I'd like a lot more if possible. So this could mean only one thing. A trip to the obsidian farm. If I flick this, it'll turn the machine on, and this will turn on the chunk loader. Then I can sit here and mine obsidian, and every time a new item comes through, the obsidian will regenerate. I think enough time has passed. Let's go and see how much obsidian we've got. You know what? That is more than enough. Now I've got to try and find a crafting table. And look at that. Of course there's one right here, so we'll go ahead, craft all of these, and the rest of the obsidian can go into this shulker box. There's also quite a bit more obsidian at the bartering farm. Let's quickly check in on my cactus farm. Look at that, 25 cactus. It really is working overtime. And next, let's get back to blowing up bedrock. I don't believe it. I don't know what the chances of this were, but I built this. Well, I've created this void thing exactly where there's a slime chunk, so it's technically a slime farm. Although there won't be slime spawning here when there's nothing but void for them to spawn on. I'm now so close to being done. We've just got this piece of bedrock right here left. And there we go. I'm just glad I didn't accidentally fall into the void one of these times, but we've completely patched it up with bedrock. And when I say with bedrock, I mean we've actually patched it up with obsidian. So now we can begin the next phase of the project. Before I even start to build this base in the void, I need to stop the slimes from spawning because they're just going to cause trouble later on. To build this base, we're going to need a lot of shulkers, and the last thing I need to do is have to deal with slimes and shulkers. You know, shulkers alone is enough. And my plan to get all the shulkers I need is by using the shulker farm that I have. I think that will work perfectly. But to stop slimes from spawning, I'm going to replace all this with glass. It's also going to be pretty cool to look through as well, so that's kind of one of the reasons I'm using glass. And there we go. The floor is now glass. And it does look really cool just seeing the void down there, but that's not what it's for. So this is my shulker farm. As you can see, shulkers come through and they get picked up in that minecart. And once they get to the minecart, they'll get dropped off right here, just like that. So I'm going to steal the shulkers instead, put them on a minecart trail, and take them to the void, which means building a new chute for them to fall down. The plan is for them to drop down here, so I'm going to place some rails down and just kind of mine away a little bit. I also want to get rid of this minecart because I don't want my shulkers to be put into that water. I need to mine up some extra stone to create more slabs. Then this track can be extended until it is just above that one there. Let's add these rails all the way along this block can go. So yeah, they're going to be shoved off down there. And I don't want them to set off just yet, so I'm going to catch them in this little container and they'll all go onto the same rail, and then I can just place a block on top of them, collect 6 more, and just keep doing that, and I'm going to get them in batch of 6s. We've already got 3 up there. Let's craft a load of minecarts as well. Drink invisibility, and then if I start building my way up, because I'm invisible, the shulkers won't be able to see me. I will put ladders on the side of that in a moment, but I can start setting off minecarts here, and it should go and collect them all and send them where I want them to be. Look at this. The plan's working perfectly. In they go. I think that's all 6 of them. Oh no, wait, there's another one coming. That must be the 6th one. I'm going to chuck on my elytra and glide down. Place a couple of blocks there. They're now ready to be shipped off whenever I need them. And I can get another batch above them. As you can imagine, this is going to take quite some time. I'm going to need quite a few shulkers. Let's put it that way. I've got quite a few shulkers right here. I will release them in a moment, but I need to make sure that this rail goes all the way. Well, as you can see, it definitely doesn't go all the way. I've also got plenty of shulkers ready and waiting up there. Right now, I'm extending this track so that it goes all the way to the mined out chunk. And the track is now complete. Just need to power all these rails. I'm now going to build a place where the shulkers are going to fall down. So we need trapdoors all the way around to cover that up so that the shulkers can sit on top and be dropped. This has redstone all around it. There's going to be redstone like that as well. 4 repeaters along here and 1 there. These are all going to be on 4 ticks as well as this one. Then a repeater here on 4 ticks. Next I'll place a couple of blocks, and we're also going to be using this trusty trapdoor because what we're going to do is going to go up 1, 2. This snow is super annoying, by the way. But I'll then use the trapdoor to get in this position so I can place an upside down observer. Finally, a dispenser. I'm going to just get off here, otherwise it will drop me. That dispenser is going to have TNT in it. I think everything is now ready. I'll flick this lever and okay, the problem is that the redstone's on glass and I'm missing a bit of redstone. For some reason, when redstone's on glass, it acts really weird. This redstone is going to connect like that. Now, if I flick it, we get a TNT. Okay, so yeah, I did something wrong. That's a disaster. I should have placed the trapdoors on the side of the cobblestone, not on the side of the glass. Very annoying that I lost all my TNT there as well. Good thing that I'm able to make plenty more. Time for a quick test to see it in action. Okay, I kind of messed things up a little bit, but yeah, no, it works absolutely fine. TNT blows up somewhere down there. And this contraption is designed to push the shulkers because they're all going to stack on top of each other. Everything's ready. These pistons are going to split the shulkers up because there's going to be stacks of 3. So here is the plan. Phase 1, get rid of all these shulkers because unfortunately they're just problematic. Next, remove all my equipment and drink this invisibility. Then 3 of these shulkers are going to be taken with me. They're all nicely stacked into here. So if I go and break the glass below them, they should all go to my base, and you know what? I'm going to go with them. We're getting very close. I can see 1 shulker just going off the edge and 2 more over there. And would you believe it? He's got stuck at the last hurdle, but we have got 2 down there. I'm a bit of a shulker expert now, though, so, you know, I can fix any problem. Okay, well, I've not fixed that problem. Now I've fixed the problem. You're going down there. Quickly equip my elytra to fly down, and I flick this piston to send that one down. That one over there. Break that. Break that. They're all in position. In theory, I should get 3 more shulkers along here. Okay, don't make them mad. This is the first test run, you know, to make sure it works. So they've gone down. Let's have a little look after them. And there we go. They are in the void forever. Mission accomplished. But if I only transport 3 shulkers at a time, it will take me forever to complete all this, so I've got to come up with a new system. Now, before coming up with that new system, I am going to transport 3 more shulkers first, and then a brand new contraption will be created. 3 more shulkers coming right up, and I believe 3 more shulkers should be arrived. And I just do the same thing again. Alright, that's slightly gone wrong. Nothing an extra piston can't fix though. Let's mine away at everything. Unfortunately, one of the shulkers hit another shulker, so it teleported over there, which is pretty annoying. All it means is that I've just got to manually send it in. I won't waste any more time, so let's go ahead and drop them down. Okay, we did lose a few shulkers there. I should have probably healed them up first. So you get the concept of how it works. This is now going to be the place where I'm going to stack up all of the shulkers, and I'm going to push them whenever I need them with a piston onto different minecart tracks. That way I'll be able to transport loads of shulkers at once instead of 3 at a time. So this is where things could get very interesting. I'm going to get as many shulkers as I can stacked up. Yeah, I'd say that should definitely be enough. And I want to mine away at this and get out of their way. Okay, just about did, and they're off. Should have saved a minecart for myself, but I didn't think that far ahead. Oh, and a shulker has come back. Okay, you see, this is where the problems could happen. Hope that isn't 2 shulkers connected, because that's just going to be very annoying. I'll be honest, guys, the experiment has gone disastrously. Look at that. They all came back, and now they're just going haywire, guys. Yeah, don't send that many at once. Whilst I do have quite a lot of shulkers, I've realised that sending them thousands of blocks on a minecart system is just a stupid way to do it. And I've come up with a brand new plan that is way, way, way more efficient. There's certainly no shortage of shulkers here. So this is going to be gotten rid of, and we're going to extend a track over in this direction for a bit. The only annoying thing about this is that everything needs to be spawn proofed. And this track goes all the way up here. And under here I want to add a couple of blocks. This hopper is going to be quite important, as is the chest. I'm just missing a couple of items to be able to complete this. Some sand and also cactus. And I'll chuck the sand here, place 3 cactus, and that is sorted. Just need a portal that connects to this one now, and that is going to be right here. If I light this and head through, it should all connect. Perfect, look at that. And the thing is, shulkers can't go through portals when they're in a minecart. They have to be ejected, which is why we've got the cactus. And so now we're going to use slabs so that we can choose which blocks the shulkers then teleport onto. And here is the finished area. So basically the shulkers can teleport onto any of these slabs, and those are the only blocks they'll be able to teleport on once I finish spawn proofing the portal. Then I'll send a minecart off, it will pick them up again, and it will send them to the other portal I'm going to build. Here I have a little point of no return thing, and now I'm just going to build a long train track. Unfortunately, I've run out of rails, and I'm going to need another 2 stacks. I've completed the track and built a portal. I'm just spawn proofing that right now. There's also going to be another cactus right here, and another hopper, which is going into a chest. Everything here is now finished. Time to build a portal that will connect to that one. According to my calculations, the portal will be right here, but it needs to be a bit higher in the sky. Now let's build a little platform with the portal right here. This is pretty much all set up now. I just need to have it so this minecart will go exactly where the shulkers are, but that can easily be added. I'm going to go and check that the portals link, and they do perfectly. And now this is perfectly lined up as well. All I've got to do now is test it out. I'm going to craft 10 minecarts, make myself invisible, and attempt to send 10 shulkers along. Now it does seem to be working. They're going through the portal. Now I can get back all my minecarts, carefully head through, and I need to move away from the shulkers before they get too angry. Okay, they've hit each other. That could be a problem. We'll just send them off. Okay. Hopefully they don't get upset with each other. This should get the last one. No, there's one more. I missed a minecart. There we go. They should all now be going. Just look at them go. Every single one's in the portal. I get my minecarts once again. And I can also send these guys down, and they're going to be dropping down on top of the other shulkers. And there they go. It's actually working. I can't believe this plan worked. Way more efficient than my last plan, as you can see. This one was pretty terrible. And look at that. All neatly stacked up. I think it's time we sent some shulkers down to the void. I'm not sure how I'll get rid of this shulker here without upsetting all the other ones. So I'm going to try using water. You know, the easiest way to do this is to just spleef it. I've set up 2 tracks for the shulkers. Let's flick the lever. And oh my goodness, shulkers have gone everywhere. That's a lot more shulkers than I was intending to get down there anyway. Just when you think everything's working perfectly. Pretty sure the only way I can make this guy move is if I use lava, so probably going to break some of the redstone, but I want to just place it where he is. Let's break that. Place lava. There we go. He's now moved. There'll probably be another disaster when I flick this lever, so I'm going to try and stop anything. Oh, you know what? It worked okay. Let's flick that. Send him down. Let's heal up those shulkers and use the machine. If this works, it will be a miracle. Okay. Uh-oh, what's going on? Not my day today. To be honest though, it's my own fault for not replacing the redstone. I think I'm becoming a bit of a shulker expert now. I just know how to do them. The amount of hours I've spent on it though, it's about time. Look at that. It works. TNT go down. Alright. Blow up. Alright. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I've realised that for this to work, I'm only actually going to need 3 shulkers per thing, and there's already a shulker in place down below. So I'll send these 2 and the TNT with them, and everything should be fine. As you can see, we're creating a bit of a crisscross pattern, and that's going to be all that I need. There's 3 more to be sent down, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the last of the shulkers. Time to collect 12 more shulkers. So far, so good. My only regret is that I wish I'd come up with this method to begin with. It just works so well. And there we have it. 22 shulkers primed and ready to go. The track is set. In theory, I just have to flick the lever like that. 1 shulker gets sent down. This is how it was supposed to work originally. It's finally working. Down to the void they all go. And unfortunately, one of them died. I do remember making one of them have a lot of damage. So yeah, man, we've lost one. See you later, Shulker. This is now getting very, very fast indeed. We're on to the next row now, so I'll see all these guys later. And if I can finish this row, that will be good enough for me. Look at that. Some more into place. It's starting to look really, really good. It'd be nice when I can actually go down there. Finally, some good news. The machine has been making loads of Shulkers for me. Now I've got all my Shulkers. Okay, almost. Oh, I just remembered something. I blocked this up so that snow wouldn't get in the way of the Shulkers. So, yeah, now they can all fall down. And I'll block it up again. And look at that. Perfect. And as they go down, they're going to add even more. Looking very nice indeed. One final Shulker. Down all of them go as well. And with that, I have 2 full rows. And part of me would like to leave it at that and just have that as my base, but I didn't come this far. Okay, you can't really see me, but I didn't come this far. I didn't break an entire chunk's worth of bedrock to only have that much. Okay, we're filling the chunk up with Shulkers, and then we can build our base above it. So let's continue adding Shulkers. All of my Shulkers are gone, but the next one is ready to go whenever. I can't wait to show you the next phase of this project, but before I do... Do you think we've got to go down there? I think it's only right that we do a bit of living on the edge and fly into the void. Yes, this is this is a surreal experience, okay? I mean, look at it. You can see light underneath. It's pretty cool. Unfortunately, I cannot land on the Shulkers because they'll all attack me. They'll go haywire. I mean, if I go past them... Yeah, look at them. They're all opening up. You know what? I don't want to annoy them too much. You'll have to wait and see in the future to see how I'm going to get around that, though, so that I can use those Shulkers as a base in the void. This is a really cool project, probably the hardest one that I've ever done. Shulkers are one of the most annoying things in the game, but it'll definitely be worth it when it's complete. And it will involve a lot of wood, so I'd better get planting now. I'm also not going to ask how on earth you guys got down there, but I'm not saving you. You probably deserve it. The cactus farm has been very steady indeed, getting me a stack and a half. And as the sun sets on this world, that was 1,900 days in hardcore Minecraft.